Let us not forget everything that happens is by the will of Allah. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or do you think about, but to stand together as one. To Sunnah followers streaming every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers. Assalamu alaikum, new class alert. Join us every Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. Central for the Articles of Belief by Muhammad S. Adli, right here on Sunnah Followers.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam Allah, wa rasulullah. Welcome to our series entitled Belief in Allah. And again, due to all the happenings here in this world, it's very important as Daya that we focus on Aqidah, Aqidah, Aqidah. Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that's what's going to get us through the calamities of life. The only thing that will get the believers through the trials of life is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. So that's why we focus on that here at Sunnah Followers. And alhamdulillah, this class we're studying from the book that's written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Adli. And for those of you who don't have the book, you want to go to, let me see, I got a thing here for it. I just saw it. Here it is. You want to go to www.adlionline.com. And the name of this book is The Articles of Belief. This book is important because it breaks down what it is that we believe in as Muslims. We've already spoken about what it means to believe in Allah. And just to start us off, when we say that we believe in Allah, what are we actually saying? We believe what? Who can answer that? All of us as Muslims, if a non-Muslim came to you and asked you, what do you mean when you say you believe in Allah? How would you respond? Anyone? Just to see, how would you respond?
I would respond, we believe in this book, the angels, we believe in the color of Allah, we believe in the prophets and the messengers that he sent to us. Maybe I'm missing one. Hold on.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Anybody else too want to add to it?
Yes, the day of judgment and also everything that Allah said we believe.
Exactly. That's what and we've talked about that. We believe in Allah. That means we believe everything that he's commanded us to believe. We believe in his angels, his books, his prophets. We believe in everything that happens to us in this world. And this is the hard thing. If we truly believed in this, we'd be able to get through life too. We believe that everything that happens to us in this world, both good and bad, happens because Allah willed it and because it came from him. Allah is the creator of good and evil. We also believe everything that he told us of himself. We believe in all his names. We believe in all his attributes. We believe that he does indeed have, who can tell me some of his attributes? Go ahead. What do we believe about him in regards to his attributes? Go ahead.
He has hands, eyes. He has a shin.
Exactly. We believe everything that he's told us of himself. We do believe that he has two hands because he told us he has them. We believe that he has feet because he's told us he has a foot. We believe he has eyes, ears, everything he's told us of himself. But when it comes to believing in those things, what do we not do? Who can tell us?
We don't compare ourselves to him.
Exactly. We don't liken Allah to his creation. We don't try to liken him to us. His eyes are not like ours. His hands are not like ours. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have hands, that he doesn't have eyes. That's important. And also, we believe that Allah created us in his image. What does that mean? This is where a lot of Muslims lose it. You guys shouldn't. What does it mean when we say Allah created us in his image?
He created us in an image that he defines, not nothing else.
Exactly. Exactly. That means that Allah created us to be the way he wanted us to be. It doesn't mean that Allah created us to look like him, like the Christians do. The Christians interpret that to mean that Allah created us to look like him. We don't look like him. We're nothing like him. Okay? He created us the way he wanted us to be. Just as in the class with Dr. Asim today, Dr. Asim said everything was created in the nature Allah wanted it to be. The fish, the animals, okay? They survive off an instinct as to how Allah willed them to be. But what is it about the animals and the fish that's different than us? Anyone, go ahead.
They don't have a will, we do.
Exactly. They don't have the ability to choose and decide for themselves. And why is it that they don't have that ability? Can anyone tell?
They didn't want it.
Exactly. Good job.
But the jinn and man wasn't scared, so we took it on.
Exactly. Exactly. All of y'all catching it up. Good job. You know, the animals refused free will. The fish refused it. Man took it. You agreed to have it. I did too. And when did we agree to those things?
When we was on the back.
Exactly. When we were on Arafat. Remember that, guys. Allah created our souls. All of our souls was created after Allah breathed the soul in Adam. After Allah breathed the soul in Adam, he ran his hand across Adam's back, and all the souls of the offspring, my soul, your soul, our children's soul, our grandparents' soul, all of our souls appeared. And what did Allah do with us? What did he do with those souls? With our souls?
He had us testify to La ilaha illallah.
When? Where? He gathered our souls together. We all appeared. Wait a minute. Let's ask this question. See how well y'all can remember. When Adam, alayhi salam, saw all of the souls of his offspring spread out before him, there was one soul. Right between it, right up here, it seemed to shine, glitter brighter than anyone else's. Was that Jesus' soul? Whose soul was that?
That was the soul of David, alayhi salam.
MashaAllah, that was the soul of David. Adam asked, whose soul is that? And that's when Allah said, that's the soul of one of your offspring named David. And what did Adam do? What did he say?
He gave him a portion of his years of his life onto that soul, onto David alayhi salam's soul.
Yes, Adam said, oh Allah, take 10 years. Take 10 years of my life and give it to him. Give it to him. And Allah did. But what happened when Allah came to collect Adam alayhi salam?
He forgot that he gave the amount of years onto David.
Exactly. So
Right.
man, and ever since then, we will always be forgetful. That's why we forget. But Allah gathered our souls together. Where did he gather our souls at? Where?
On Mount Arafat.
Mount Arafat, that we make Hajj, we go to. And what did he gather us on Mount Arafat for?
He gathered us so we could testify, La ilaha illallah, that there is no deity that is worthy of giving worship besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Exactly. He gathered us together, and you, me, our children, our grandparents, all of us, all of our souls testified to La ilaha illallah. And that's when Allah made us the offer that he made to the animals, that he made to the fish, that he made to the sun, the moon, the mountain, the earth. But they all denied it. And what was that offer again?
The free will? Free will.
Exactly. The ability to make our own choices and decisions. We took it on. That's why on a day of judgment, and we're going to talk about this in more detail when we get to the part about Judgment Day. That's why on a day of judgment, the animals will be gathered together, the fish, the animals, all the creatures with souls. Because we ain't the only one with a soul. The jinn have souls. We have souls. The animals have souls. The insects have souls. Allah will gather all the other creatures together that have souls. The animals, the insects, the fish. They will settle the scores between them. And we're going to talk about that, the settling of the scores. They will settle the scores between them, and what will happen to them after that? Anyone?
They would disappear.
Exactly. They will just vanish. They'll just disappear. That's it. But for man and jinn, it's different because we chose free will. What happens to us when we settle our scores? What happens to us? Will we just disappear? What happens?
We get judged.
Exactly. We're judged. We're held accountable. We got to be judged for the choices we made. Did we choose to live our lives obeying Allah? Or did we choose to live our lives disobeying him? Which brings me to a very important question. And the way you answer this question will determine if you are upon the belief system of the Prophet and those original companions, or are you on the belief system of something totally different? Does Allah make you do good, or does Allah make you do evil? Does Allah make you go to paradise? Is it Allah's fault you end up in hell, or is it Allah's fault you end up in paradise?
Nope.
Whose fault is it?
It's ours. We have free will. We choose what we do. We made the decisions. Now we got to pay the piper when it's time.
Okay, so we make our own choices. You choose to make your prayers, not Allah. Allah didn't make me make salat. Allah is not making me sit here and teach this deen to you. I chose that. But what role did Allah have in this?
He created the scenarios.
And that's all?
He knew what you was going to do, Laila, just like I know.
Yeah, but what else? Yeah. Okay, Allah knew what I would do. Allah creates the scenarios, and what else?
He guides and inspires you.
Exactly. He guides. Good job. He guides and inspires and inspires. And I want y'all to understand that. Do you understand that now, Brother Ahmad? Allah inspires us. Allah guides us, but he doesn't make the choices for us. Because if he made the choices for us, then there would be no paradise. There would be no judging. So we can't blame it on Allah. This is how we can recognize who the Mu'tazili are. The Mu'tazili, they believe that Allah makes the choices for us. They believe that Allah is not the creator of evil either. They believe that we create our own evil. And Allah makes our choices. This is not correct. That is not the correct belief system of the Muslim. So if any of you are coming from that Christian background, I got a lot of new converts here. I know in the Christianity, you were told that God made you do it and the devil made you do it. Can Shaitan make me do anything?
No, it's just a suggestion.
Exactly. Shaitan doesn't make us do nothing either. All he can do is whisper and inspire too. And how does Allah inspire us? And how does Shaitan inspire us? How does it happen?
Well, we have the fitra in our heart. If something is good, it will continue to feed out good suggestions to us, and we will follow that. Now, if it's
okay, does the fitra feed out good suggestions to us, guys?
It makes your wrongdoing seem fair seeming.
Okay, but I want to know who feeds the good suggestions to us?
The angel in our heart.
Okay, do not confuse them. Okay, there's an angel. Who can explain it correctly? How are we inspired by Allah? And how are we inspired by Shaitan? Who can explain it the correct way?
Okay, we have an angel and we have a jinn. The jinn is described, it's here to take us to hell by all the suggestions that he does.
And how does he do that? How does he suggest things to you?
He whispers.
Whispers where? In my ear?
In your heart. Here? He whispers, well, hell.
Y'all got to be more, yeah. You just, come on, break it down. She's doing good. Anybody else? Good job, Fresno. You done led them on. Anybody else? My younger students, that's who I want to hear from. How does a Shaitan inspire you? How does Allah inspire us? Who can detail it from A to Z? Pretend you're Laila Nasheeba. And I am Mustafa Morsi Abu Atayib. And I have asked you, Laila Nasheeba, tell me how Allah, tell me how Iblis inspires the human. How are you going to answer? Let's hear it. Who all is in Zoom? I got to open up and see who's here. I don't want Amina to try. Oh, who all in here? Hold on, I'm turning around the back. I don't have nobody really here. Anybody else want to try? Come on, guys. I ain't even got to the class yet. Let's go. This is easy. We talk about it every day. How does Shaitan inspire you? How does Allah inspire you?
So do you want it from the fitra?
I want you to pretend you're Laila Nasheeba and answer the question. I didn't ask about the fitra. I said, how does Allah inspire you? And how does Iblis inspire? How are they able to inspire us?
Okay, let me try. When a child reaches puberty, there is a jinn assigned to him, and there is an angel assigned to him. The angel's job is to lead him back to Allah, back to, it tries to help its fitra go back to Allah. And the jinn is dedicated to dragging you to hell. So the angel inspires you to do good by whispering in your heart, like, go make salah, go be clean because Allah likes cleanliness. And then the jinn, most people listen to their jinn because the jinn appeals to the soul. So the soul wants everything bad and dirty. The jinn is like, okay, just stay another hour on your phone. Like, don't go to bed yet. Don't go to Layla's class. Like, watch TV instead, because that's what the soul is attracted to. And most times the soul is in discipline, so you're just gonna listen to that jinn.
Y'all hear how she's explaining? That's how you explain, guys. You start at the beginning. You don't start in the middle when telling something, You know, how does Allah inspire us? Allah inspires us through the angel that is assigned to our heart. We have an angel assigned to our heart and a jinn assigned to our heart. Dr. Asim referred to them as what name today?
Qarin.
Yes, Qarin. That means companion. That means companion in English. You have a companion from the angels assigned to your heart when you reach puberty, and a companion from the jinn assigned to your heart when you reach puberty. They both hover around in your heart. What happens when you go to sleep?
Your soul goes.
No, I ain't talking about that. We're talking about the
jinn
angel.
goes to your nose.
Okay, exactly. Y'all got to learn how to put these hadiths I'm teaching y'all together. The angel and the jinn, they both hover around in your heart. They know your strengths. They know your weaknesses. The angel encourages you to do what's good and pleasing to Allah, whereas that jinn encourages you to do the opposite. They never leave you. They will stay with you until Allah pulls your soul, and even then they'll sit on your side. And again, the angel will be trying to call you to what's right, and that jinn will be sitting there doing the opposite. When you go to sleep, do your jinn and angel sleep? Yes or no?
No.
No, they never sleep. They never sleep. A person asked one of the Tabi'in, Al-Hasan al-Basri, they asked him, they said, does shaitan ever go to sleep? He said, I heard it from a person who heard it from Ali, that if the jinn went to sleep, then we could lower our guard. The jinn never sleep. We can never lower our guard. But what happens is when you go to sleep, that jinn moves from your heart to the upper part of your nose. And that's where that hadith comes from. He tries to get you to continue to sleep so as you can miss your prayer, to not wake up to make fajr, or not wake up to make dhuhr or asr or whatever prayer is. And then when you wake up, he goes back to your heart. But that angel never leaves where it's at. It hovers around in your heart. And they both inspire you. So Allah inspires you through your angel, whereas Iblis inspires you through your personal jinn. A lot of people ask me, Sister Laila, does Iblis personally come and deal with us? He can if he wanted to. But our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that Iblis himself, he's not concerned with the peons like us. Iblis is more concerned with trying to take down the righteous men, the righteous women, your scholars, the sheikh, people like that. He doesn't waste his time on you and me because our personal jinn is an awliya of his, is an agent of his. Our personal jinn can handle us. But Iblis and the big jinn, known as the Ifrit, they focus on the most righteous of mankind. And also destroying marriages too. But they really take pride in taking down a great scholar. How do you think Iblis felt when he saw so many in the past 10 years, so many big named so-called people of knowledge being charged with, let me give an example, Harun Yahya. How many of you bought Harun Yahya's books? How many of you watched Harun Yahya's videos? Y'all know what happened to Harun Yahya? He was a playboy. He owned one of the biggest, largest prostitution rings. He's in jail doing life. Now, don't you think Iblis was happy with that? Iblis deals with people like that personally. If he wanted to personally get involved with somebody, it would be a big time person like that. Our personal jinn handles us. Everybody understand that? A lot of people ask, because this is our topic now, about the angels. We believe everything that Allah has commanded us to believe about his angels. And what are some of the things that Allah has told us about his angels? Who can answer that? This is a review from last weekend. What are some of the things Allah has told us about his angels that we believe, that we're supposed to believe? Everything he said. Who can remember some of the things he said about them? Get on the mic.
Created from a form of light that only Allah knows.
I couldn't understand you. You said what?
I said that they're created in the form of a light that only Allah knows. We don't know what type of light that they're created of. All we know is this light.
Exactly. They're created from light. What else? Good job.
There are different types of angels that are like, I call them like the managers of other angels. Like for Israel, they got different names.
They got different. Okay, there's the angels have different duties. They have different jobs, different duties. What are some of the jobs or the duties of the angels? What were they created to do, in other words? Anybody? Come on, y'all should know about angels. What we talked about.
We have Jabril, who was in charge of bringing revelation to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Maryam, the mother of Isa alayhi salam.
Okay, Jabril. But who is Jabril? What is he? Okay, let's forget Jabril right now. I want y'all to tell me what are some of the duties of the angels. Don't name them yet, because I'm going to ask something different about him. What are the duties of the angels?
Okay, for each one of the ones that you mentioned, like for example, one of them will blow the trumpet on the
No. Somebody else. What are some of the duties of the angels? What did Allah create them to do? Y'all just tell me what Allah created them to do.
They're Allah's soldiers, so they execute anything that he tells them to do without questioning.
Like what? What are some of the things that Allah have them do? That's what I want y'all to.
For example, if he tells one of the angels, hey, like, cause this part of the earth to rain, like don't cause the rain showers.
Okay, some of the angels carry out the duties that entail dealing with the earth. They make it rain. They make the water run. What are some more duties?
He also tells some of the angels to bring the souls to the mother. Well, put the soul into the mother.
Some angels put the soul. That's what I want. I just want y'all to tell me what they do. I don't want to hear these names yet. Yes, some angels are assigned to putting the soul in the fetus when the child is in his mother's womb. What else? What are some more duties?
Another one is they also write down the good and bad that we do. Another duty is one of them takes the soul of another when they're dying. Another duty is whenever we die, they also will be questioning us in the grave and such.
Exactly. That's what I want. They do things like that. They write down our good deeds. They protect us. They question us in the grave. They put the soul in the body. They take the soul out the body. They watch over us. They have whatever Allah commands them to do, but those are some of the things. And then amongst the angels, how many are there? By the way, how many angels are there?
Only Allah has knowledge of how many angels there are.
Exactly. Only Allah knows how many. So if somebody tell, this is for you new sisters, y'all writing that down? Sister Savannah, you didn't know that? Oh, Savannah says she didn't even know that. Yeah, only Allah knows how many angels there are. And what's an example is to show that there are many of them, though. Can anybody think of something that our prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, told us about the angels that shows, that demonstrates how many there are, how numerous they are? Good job, Nadia. Go ahead.
There's I think it's a house in paradise, or where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there's upwards of 50,000 who go in and then come out, and there's a new batch of 50,000 who come in and out each day.
Exactly, it's 75,000. There's the house, a house in paradise called the Baitul Mamur, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw when he went on his night journey. And he saw 75,000 angels enter and never come out. And then he saw 75,000 others enter. Subhanallah, mashallah.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, during the Battle of Badr, whenever they were supported by angels, also that's one of the it shows us how many angels were there fighting with the Muslims.
Exactly. That's another duty of the angels too. Allah will send them to help the believers in times of war. There's a catch to it, though, as long as we're not violating any of Allah's guidelines in warfare. So they'll come and help us in battle. Subhanallah. So these are some of the things that we talked about the angels. And there's so many of them. And did Allah tell us the name of all the angels? Did Allah share with us the name of all the angels?
No, some of them.
Okay, and the ones that he did name, are they better or superior over the ones he hasn't told us of?
Yes, they're archangels.
Exactly. Just like Allah sent many prophets, many prophets, as he tells us, some I have told you of, and others I have not told you of. The ones whose names I've have mentioned to you and told you of, they were the best of them. Just like the prophets of Allah, then we're going to talk about that after we finish the angels. Just like the names of the prophets that Allah mentioned, those were the best of the best. The same with the angels. For those angels who Allah has told us of their name, they are the best of the angels. They are the archangels. And who is the greatest angel of all?
Jibril.
Exactly, the angel Jibril. Okay, what about the wings? This is something that we hear a lot of. Do the angels have wings? How many wings? 2?
Some have more.
Okay, how many wings do the angels have, guys?
Some have many of them. We have one example when the Prophet ﷺ said that the angel Jibril has 600 wings, that he can see it cover up the whole horizon.
Yeah, the angels have different types of wings. Some have 2, some have more. The angel Jibril had 600. He has the most wings because he's the largest and the biggest of them all. He has 600. So that shows that a lot of the misconceptions that a lot of you new converts have had about these little bitty babies flying around as angels with a bow and arrow shooting at people, that's not correct. Okay, that's mythology. That's not Islamic. Okay. That's a different topic. I had to study mythology when I was in school to get my degree in ancient civilizations. Oh, interesting, but crazy. Yeah. So no, they're not these little babies right with two wings and golden curls and a crown and a bow and an arrow. No. They're very ferocious looking. And who's the most ferocious looking angel of them all? Anybody remember that? Exactly. The Jibril radiallahu anhu told the prophet the most ferocious looking of us all is the angel of death. He's scary. He's so scary that he was the one that out-trumped Michael and Jibril. He made the earth give up its dirt. The earth was too afraid to try to jump crump with him. So he gathered the dirt from all over the earth, red, yellow, pink, orange, black, brown, green, yellow. That's why we all come in different colors. I don't even know what color I am. It's just my color's weird. He really put some dirt together here. All right. So these are some of the things that we talked about the angels. Are the angels our friend or are they our foe?
They're our friend.
Exactly. The angels are our friends, guys. They make dua for us. The angels of mercy. We're going to talk about this more. The angels of mercy come down night and day, looking for believers in Allah. And looking for them who are gathered together, remembering Allah so they can make dua for us. They are also our protectors. Okay. They want the best for us. And there's many, many benefits. This takes us to today's lecture. There are many, many benefits in believing in the angels of Allah. And let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. And by the way, what pages is this again, Mina, for y'all's book?
I don't have the book.
I mean, who? Anybody else that was here? What was the pages
26.
again?
26.
To what?
29.
Okay, guys, for those of you with the book, we're going to be covering pages 26 through 29. Please write it down because the book I'm using is an ebook and it's not the same numbered. My numbers are different. So y'all, we will be covering pages 26 through 29. So write it down and let me share my screen. And please take PowerPoints. I mean, please take screenshots, okay? So you can print it out at the end of the class and review everything here. Okay, let me put this up here for you. Dr. Dramali, if you're listening to me, special message for Dr. Ibrahim Dramali. He always keeps his eye on this website. Get in touch with Sheikh Saud. I just want to remind you, give him a call. By the way, guys, I'm going to try to add another Quranic science class. Inshallah, we have a new sheikh who's joining us here at Sunnah Followers, Sheikh Saud Hassani. He's very well known. He's on the Amjad committee here in North America. He's one of the scholars of fiqh, and he will be teaching, inshallah, Quranic science here at Sunnah Followers and also hadith. Okay, but Dr. Jamali is handling that. You listening to me, Jamali? Aim, my little China doll. Remind him to get in touch with Sheikh Saud. So Sheikh Saud's ready to begin. So he can set him up here for whatever classes. Okay, let me put this up. Dr. Jamali walks around, tuned into Sunnah Followers. So I'm sure he hears me. All right, so I have to remind him. Okay, let's do this. Share the space. Okay, this is the PowerPoint. Yeah, so that's the pages, guys, book pages 26 through 29. Let me set that up with you all. And now let me go to Zoom. I'm going to share you guys with, what is this? I don't know. Well, let's log into whatever it is. YouTube, I guess. Is this YouTube? Where's my channel? No, we don't celebrate that too. By the way, I just saw that too. We don't celebrate no mirage. We're going to talk about that later. But to answer the brother's question, no, we don't celebrate that. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's go to the PowerPoint. Let me put myself up here. And is the screen big? Yeah. I don't know. I didn't. Let me go back and make it larger. It's got to feel it. So that's that. Click on that. Let me bring this down too, so you guys can screenshot. All right. Slideshow. So today, inshallah, we're going to be speaking about the benefits. There's many benefits to us, just like there's a lot of benefits to believing in Allah and everything He's commanded us to believe in regards to Him. There's a lot of benefits that comes from believing in the angels too. And a lot of people will ask that question, Laila, what benefits are there in believing in the angels? You know, how is that going to help me in my journey? How is it going to help my fitra to fuel my faith, to help me in my journey back to Allah? Well, we're going to talk about that today. So, believing in the angels of Allah brings about many good benefits. Number one, it makes you more aware of Allah's power, the power of Allah. The greatness of the creation of the angels is due to the greatness of Allah. You can recognize how great Allah is just by recognizing that although the angels are creations of His, they do not exist by themselves. What does that mean? That means that they didn't create themselves. They wouldn't even be in existence unless Allah allowed them. So this will help you to recognize the power of Allah and His ability to do whatever He wants. Also, another benefit to believing in the angels is it'll make you more grateful to Allah. Because remember, one of the duties of the angels is that they are charged with watching over us and protecting us from harm. And by them watching over us and protecting us, this makes us more grateful to Allah. I'll give you an example. How many of you're sitting there right now on your computer, listening to me, taking notes, screenshotting, looking at the PowerPoint? Something tells you, turn around now. So you turn around and you see a spider, a big spider, only an inch from touching you and crawling up your clothing. Guess who told you to turn around? The angels did. The angels that are assigned to the back of you. It's their job to protect us against anything that may harm us from the back that was not meant to harm us by Allah. So that was the angels telling you to turn around, and that's how you saw that spider. So that makes you more grateful to Allah. And also this leads to love. We love the angels. We love the angels. We love Allah first and foremost, and then we love His prophet. But we also love the angels too because of their dedication to Allah. And remember, part of loving Allah is to love the things He loves and to hate the things He hates. He hates Iblis, but He loves Allah. So this will cause us to love each other too and love all that's pleasing to Allah. So these are just some of the benefits that come from believing in the angels. And this type of belief will help us in our journey back to Allah. Now I want to speak about this. On the other hand, Just like we have deviant groups that deny Allah's names, that deny Allah's attributes, and deny Allah's commands. There are some other deviant groups that deny that the angels are created beings. They believe that the angels are nothing but a type of energy or power. They do not believe that angels are real created beings. For example, if you see someone walking in the rain and you feel bad and buy them a coat, this feeling that prompted you to perform that good deed is what the deviants would call an angel. Can y'all believe that? Of course, these are some Sufis. There's so many different Sufi sets. There's so many different Sufi groups. They believe that the angel was the feeling that made you buy that coat. That was an angel. And this is not the way Allah defines the angels for us. As Muslims, we know that the angels are real entities. They are real creations because Allah told us this, and he describes them in different ways. The angels possess abilities that enable them to take on other forms other than their original form too. The angels can take on the form of a human being, like they did when they came to Prophet Abraham and when they went to his nephew Lot. They can also take on the form of a beautiful horse or a beautiful animal. Listen to what Allah says about these people and the interpretation of the meaning. The position of the deviant groups regarding their belief in the angels in praise belongs to Allah, the bringer into the being of the heavens and the earth, the maker of the angels into messengers, possessing wings, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, that was the question I asked y'all. That was the answer I was looking for. How many wings do the angels have? 2, some have 3, some have 4, and some have more. He also adds to creation in any way he wills, for Allah is over all things powerful. And this is from the Quran, Surah 35. So we believe that they are created beings, that they are not pieces of energy or good karma or any of that. So the angels are not a feeling or force. They are creations of Allah. No one, not any of us know exactly how they look because we can't see them in their original form. But even though we can't see them, we believe in them and we believe everything that our Lord has told us of them. We don't ask how, we don't ask why or any of that, but we will get to see them on the day of judgment. Listen to what Allah says and the interpretation of the meaning. If only you could see when the angels take the souls of the unbelievers at death, how they hit them in their faces and their backs, saying, taste the punishment of the hellfire. And that answers the question that a lot of you ask, will we see the angels when we die? Yeah. Because once we die, we're going into the hereafter, El Barzakh, another world. We're going over into the unseen world. So we will be able to see them, but just not in this world. Okay? And there are many other verses like this that make it evident that the angels are not a piece of power or energy, that they are created beings. Also, Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, the angels shall enter unto them from every gate, saying, Assalamun alaikum, because you persevered in patience. Excellent indeed is the final home. Here Allah is letting us know that even when we enter into paradise, before we enter, we will be greeted by the angels. We'll get to see them in their form. And they will greet us with peace and welcome us because of our patience in this world. Also, we have a hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when Allah loves a person, He calls over Angel Jabril and says, "Oh, Jabril, I love so-and-so, so I want you to love him." So Jabril loves the person. And then Jabril goes and announces to the people of heaven, Allah loves so-and-so, so you love him too. And the people of heaven will love him. And then acceptance of that person is placed by the angels of mercy upon earth for him. That's why we teach our children this beautiful hadith. We teach our children, don't worry about what other people think of you. Don't worry about trying to earn the love of your peers. Try to earn the love of Allah. Because if Allah loves you, he will cause the other people to love you. So all of this is evidence to show that the angels are truly created. They're real creations. Although we cannot see them with our naked eyes, they carry out their obligations. They are a part of Allah's creation, just as we are. And this hadith here, should give us, the comfort of knowing that it's all about pleasing Allah. Okay? Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said every Friday, when the people come to the masjid, the angels stand at every door and they write down the names of the people in the order that they arrive. And when the imam sits down on the pulpit to deliver the khutbah, they fold up their papers and listen to the words of Allah being mentioned. So even when we go to the masjid for Jummah, the angels are standing there. We can't see them, but they see us. And write down your name. And there'll be there'll be an intercessor to you on the day of judgment that you did come to the house of Allah to remember him. So these are some of the things that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us about the angels, things that Allah has told him to remind us of and tell us of. And guys, believing in the angels, this is one of the pillars of faith. And anyone who denies any of these things that we went over today, anyone who even dares to argue or refute or dispute about these things, check your iman. This is the stuff that makes you a kafir or not. Whether you reject this stuff here, whether you reject this reality here. And there's a lot of Muslims that like to argue and debate. Just like I had a Muslim in here arguing about the hands of Allah and whether you shouldn't say that. Be careful what you say. We have to sit down and learn the deen the correct way, and stop thinking that we can teach ourselves the deen, because you can't teach yourself. The Prophet Muhammad didn't teach himself. Who did he learn the religion from? He learned it from an angel, the angel Jabril, radiallahu anhu. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here.